Okay. I mean, I guess here we are. Here we are. Pretty awesome stuff. Let me just close this up. Oh, here we are. I think we're live. I think we're doing great. Awesome. I've not been streaming in a long ass time. For a multitude of reasons, mainly because I'm kinda lazy. You could say that. I'm kinda lazy. I've been very lazy. I guess I'm naturally lazy. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to, spend his time on stuff that he doesn't enjoy, doesn't like, doesn't find valuable, doesn't find fun. But what we're doing today is we are catching back up with an old-time friend of this channel, an old-time superstar of this channel. Here he is, living the good life, all right? So let's see what the guy is up to. Let's see what he's doing. Let's see what his life is like. And I can say he still has the thumbnail game on point. Like, I think he makes some of the best video thumbnails in India. That's a fact. These thumbnails. Oh my god. These thumbnails are awesome. This is interesting. This is something that I think is true. So let's watch this. I hate Adobe, so let's watch this. All right.
I don't say this often, but this might be the end of Photoshop and Canva. Hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma, and Google just unveiled Nano Banana, its state-of-the-art image generation model that is blowing everyone's mind.
I think that's true, by the way.
On the internet. Nano Banana, also known as Gemini 2.5 Flash Image, retains character and scene consistency
By the way, naming it Nano Banana instead of Gemini 2.5 Flash is a great naming change that just makes the models like so much more usable. Like, people are like, you're using Nano Banana? Yeah. It just spreads the word much easier.
by allowing you to change anything about the image that you want by simply typing to it in plain English. In this video, I'll show you how to use Nano Banana for completely free. I'll show you the craziest use cases of Nano Banana, and at the very end, I'll show you the biggest business opportunities with Google's latest.
Okay, this is what I want to use Nano Banana for my businesses.
By Google, available to you in Gemini and Google AI Studio. The way it works is that you give it an image, you give it a prompt, and it completely changes the look of the image by just describing what you want to be changed. As you can see right here. You can also give it two images. You can ask it to combine the image. Let's say both of them are cuddling, and then you see a picture of the dog and the girl cuddling in one image itself. You can ask it to change the interior trends, and it does it seamlessly, as you can see right here.
I really want to Google AI Studio use this for my business.
Build, and this is where you can see all the apps that Google has made using the latest Nano Banana model. For example, we go to Fast Forward. This is a free app that they've made in which you simply upload an image of yourself. So I'll just say upload photo. Let's say I want to upload this image of mine, and I click on generate. It will basically create images of mine from the past decades. So how I would look like in 1970s, 2000s, 1990s, and so on and so forth. And as you can see, this is all the pictures of me using Nano Banana in all of the decades. I don't know which one you like the most, but I particularly like the one in 1980s. Let me open this up. Okay, as you can see, it retains my face.
This does not look like the 1980s.
The outfit, it adds all the background, and it makes it look very real.
This is 2010s.
This is fake. You also have PixShop, in which you can upload an image of yourself and do all types of retouching and professional editing that you want to. So I'll put an image of myself. I can crop it if I want to do that. I can put some filters. Let's say I want to make myself anime. I can apply this filter and it will turn me into anime, and it turned me into an anime. That is the power of Nano Banana, but this is just one way to use it. The real way to use it is by literally just going to Gemini and just importing an image. So you can choose the tool to be image and just drop an image of yourself. And by simply describing the changes you want in English, you can make any
Okay, listen, we know how to use it. We know you can just play around with it a little bit. What we are here for, really, what we really want is how to make money off of it. So, let's see that. Probably here.
creating ads. For example, I have this
You can
product,
make
which
ads,
is iPhone 16
yes.
Pro Max, and I can ask it to create a banner ad and show me how that looks. Show me the banner ad of this iPhone 16 Pro Max
Okay, yeah. Let's see.
near the airport, and also add a very powerful one-liner slogan.
Oh my god. Well, actually, pro tip, you
on
can
the
just
Apple
use
iPhone.
ChatGPT to write your prompt, okay?
Take the
This is
This is
a
image also
ass
image
prompt.
Of how it looks like. As you can see, there you go. And as you can see, it
There you go.
added not just the product itself, it even added the Apple logo, the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It added a slogan, capture tomorrow today, and it gave it the banner ad aesthetic, and it put it in the Mumbai airport road itself. How crazy is that? And you can keep creating more and more ads.
Yeah.
Create a bus stop ad with this iPhone 16 Pro Max image and add a quirky one-liner slogan. And it's going to make a simple bus stop ad where people are standing, they are waiting, and so they can see the ad right next to the bus stop. And there you go. This is what a bus stop ad for iPhone 16 Pro Max would
There
look
you
like.
go.
Warning, may cause extreme photo envy. As you can
There
see,
you
it's
go.
really smart at understanding text, understanding the visuals, and
I have to
putting
be
it
honest,
exactly where it
actually,
needs to be.
Nano
And you can
Banana
also
is
turn
pretty
any
good.
image into an ad that you want. So for example,
Okay.
turn this image into a Bumble ad with a one-liner slogan, and the
You want to know what the actual business idea really is? I'll tell you at the end of the
branding
video.
and colors of Bumble. So we can basically turn this image into an ad using laptop and how it looks like. You can even the guy you of
You can make thumbnails.
The only limitation
Sure.
is that the resolution dimensions of the
Anybody
image
click
will be
on
the
this,
same as
honestly?
that of the input image. You can even ask it to swap faces in any thumbnail that you like. So for example, you go to YouTube, you like a particular thumbnail, download that thumbnail and say remove the guy in the right from this image, and it will remove this person from this thumbnail itself, and then I can insert myself into this thumbnail and it will look very real. Let me just show you how good it looks. And as you can see, the person over here is gone. Now I can input my own image and it will basically put me in this image, and there you go. This is what it looks like. You can always
This looks awful. This looks so bad. this looks disgusting, okay?
ask it, make the guy on the right really big. It will make the person bigger. But the point here is that it is now possible to create entire YouTube thumbnails by just describing what you want.
That's true.
There has
I'm
never
using it.
been a better time to become a prompt engineer, because you need to know exactly what to tell it so that you get the best outputs from these models. And there is still a lot more that you can do. So imagine that you are viewing maps of any place and you want to see exactly what this monument looks like in real time. You can put an image of this map. For example, I'll put an image of, let's just say I want to put this image and I want to see exactly what C-Link looks like from the perspective of this arrow. So I'll add this and I'll say draw a ground view picture from the arrow and show me what it looks like. Now, because it is using the world knowledge of Gemini 2.5 Flash, It knows exactly what this place would look like, and it can draw a picture of that and show it to me in real time. And this is the image that I got in return. This is the view from Dadar of Sea Link. How cool is that? You can pretty much just go to maps. Let's say I'll go to maps. I want to go to London, and I want to see what does the Tower Bridge look
Where's the business idea?
with Nano Banana. Imagine creating an application which is powered by Gemini 2.5 Flash image model and creating something that adds value to people's lives. For example, giving them a particular
That's what you need to do. You need to add value. All right. This is the business idea.
style of their images, helping them remove particular elements in their images, helping them create new variations of their images. Create an app that makes it really intuitive for people to just tap buttons and change anything that they want in the image. Create a virtual try on clothing app in which people can literally
What's more intuitive than text? What's more intuitive than just saying, change this?
drag and drop outfits they see on H&M or on Instagram, and they can add it to themselves and see how they will look if they're wearing that outfit. You can literally just start building anything that you want. You can go on to build and you can say create a virtual try on app using Gemini 2.5 Flash image, where user can drop an image of the outfit and it image of their own, and it shows how they would look if they will
Oh
buy.
my
You can
god.
start, I think I'll choose this jacket for myself. I think I can go on to this screenshot and I will just drop it over here. So I have this leather jacket and I will virtually try on the jacket right here and see how it looks like. And there you go. This is the image of me trying out this outfit. Now you can do a lot more with this. You can allow people to
Okay, this is the business idea. All right. Okay. I mean, I've been missing this. To be honest. So, is there anything else to see? Everyone is wrong about AI hype. Okay.
One of the biggest opportunities in AI is being an AI consultant, wherein you work with businesses and you consult and help execute AI workflows for all of their processes to help them scale using AI. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because the biggest application in which the most amount of money can be made in AI is applying AI in businesses. B2B opportunity of AI is far more than what you might do by creating a B2C application, because here you can command a higher
This
price
is
for
not true.
executing every AI workflow, and that is why
I've made a video about this, honestly. I think that B2C still is a huge market. Simply, you have to compete against not just other AI apps, but also against the attention-stealing machines that social media has become into. And I've talked about this. I've talked about the fact that AI needs to be used in its voice form so that it can be mass spread.
this is the biggest opportunity.
B2B,
Now,
B2B, what are you gonna do? You're gonna tell them to use ChatGPT?
there's a big,
I mean, let's find
big
out.
report
Let's
coming
find
from MIT which suggests otherwise. It's called as the State of AI in Business 2025, and the bottom line is generative AI isn't really helpful for businesses. Let me dig deeper and tell you all about it, and at the end I'll share the big opportunity that you can take.
Oh, hell no. See?
from this report from MIT itself. I'm Ishan Sharma, and today we are discussing, is AI all hype? Is it a bubble? Well, let's find out. The central theme of this MIT report, which has taken the whole world by a shock, is that
I'm still
generative
shocked,
AI
actually.
divide is seen in most.
What the hell? What the hell? See? See? Oh hell no! Non si sente quando parli al citofono.
Non parlo.
Ah. Sto streamando. Sto streamando una reaction al GOAT.
Companies out there, wherein you have high adoption but low transformation.
No. Andate adesso. Guidi tu. Crazy dog. No. Figa, non sbattere in giro. Basta che vai piano, vai a 50 all'ora. Anche se vai sulla strada a 70, figa, vai comunque a 50. Al massimo, cioè...
Sì, non andrò a 70.
Vabbè, comunque... Vabbè, sto streamando, figa, dopo dovrò tagliare questa parte, Florix. E finalmente sto streamando il GOAT.
A lot of companies are trying to adapt generative AI, while only a few of them are actually seeing real impact on their balance sheets,
Yeah.
on their profit and loss statements. It states that 95% companies are failing with their AI pilots, which
Oh
means
my God.
they're trying to install AI, but it's not really helping them in their processes, in their workflows, and it's not delivering the impact that they were promised. So think of big companies, enterprises with over $100 million of annual revenue. They've spent over $30 to $40 billion collectively on generative AI, but 95% companies are seeing zero return on that investment. And that is depressing. And that's what the Gen AI divide is all about. Only 5% companies are able to extract millions in value. And the problem, according to the report, is with the approach, not with the quality of the model or with the regulations that generative AI has with it. ChatGPT and Claude and other tools might have helped you boost your individual productivity, but they have not seen any measurable impact on the P&L of the company itself. It says 80% organizations have tried to explore using AI, and only 40% have been able to successfully deploy it in their systems. Then it talks about enterprise grade systems. So on one hand, you have ChatGPT that you normally use. On the other hand, you have a customized ChatGPT that OpenAI creates for companies, which has context of the company.
If he says that you don't need to know how to code to build this, I'll explode.
Which doesn't use the company's information for training and has privacy inbuilt into it. It reveals that most of these custom solutions have been largely rejected by companies. 60% organizations evaluated them, only 20% reached the pilot stage, and even lesser, 5% companies were able to actually deploy it in production in real time. The problem being complex workflows, lack of contextual learning, and a big misalignment with the day-to-day operations of the business. It reveals that only two sectors, number one is technology and the second one is media and telecom, have seen measurable change with AI in their processes, while most of them, be it healthcare or energy or any other sector, are yet to realize those gains
For
that
now.
AI has always been promising to us. Now, there are 4 patterns that are governing the generative AI divide in companies today. The first one is investment bias. Most of these companies are trying to deploy AI and AI agents into marketing and sales because they think that is where they'll see the biggest ROI. And that has been unsuccessful. And most companies are ignoring the back office operations, which could very well be automated by AI, leading to the ROI that they want. Number 2 is the implementation advantage. Companies who are able to partner with AI companies to create custom solutions for them saw much higher success rates versus companies who were trying to internally build their own tools from scratch. The biggest problem with generative AI today is not infrastructure or the model quality, regulation, talent. It's actually learning, according to this report. It says that most generative AI systems are not able to retain feedback. They're not able to adapt to context. They're not able to learn and improve over time. And this is what leads to the pilot to production chasm. as stated by the report, a 95% failure rate for all enterprises that are trying to use AI. Now, while most companies are failing or struggling to use AI, keeping this aside, there is also a shadow AI economy, wherein, according to the report, a lot of employees are using ChatGPT, Claude, and other AI tools, often without the IT approval or training. Employees are rapidly adapting to AI tools. Over 90% surveyed workers shared that they use AI for their day-to-day tasks. Because most employees have tried the best AI tools, be it ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, they are not willing to try out the bland, weakly implemented custom AI solution that the company has built for employees to use. And because of the learning gap I talked about before, in which generative AI systems are not able to learn, adapt, understand the context, 90% of the critical work in the business is still done by humans over AI. They just cannot rely.
Okay. Ways to overcome this.
Needs to help them build AI systems for their business. 66% deployments happened versus 33% when a company is trying to internally build their own tool themselves. The companies who are able to effectively use AI are focusing on niche but high value use cases of AI instead of trying to automate everything. And then there is the evolution of the agentic web, wherein processes like Model Context Protocol, MCP, and A2A, Google's own agent-to-agent model, are making it easier for systems to communicate with each other effectively, thereby making AI agentic workflow more robust, more effective, and less likely to turn into errors, and is able to learn for the company and deliver results. Now, what does all of this mean for jobs? Well, the reality is that most companies are still not able to automate most jobs. We're only seeing selective displacement of certain functions. For example, the customer support role that was previously done can now be automated. The only two industries where AI is delivering impact, which is technology and telecom and media, over 80% of the executives there are about to freeze hiring for the next 24 months. But in most other sectors like healthcare, energy, and other ones, most companies are not even thinking about automating or replacing their employees. And that is a good news for all of you. So the initial impact that the companies are noticing is the external cost minimization. The stuff that they had to pay to agencies and BPOs, they can now be automated. But we will see gradual workforce change with AI. Starting your career in 2025, the single best thing that you can learn is how your skill can now be leveraged.
Okay. Well, I feel alive. I feel so happy, so grateful that I get to live at the same time as this modern day genius and messiah and savior. And I think I'm gonna build an app that shows you how you would look with clothes from the internet. That's what I'll build. I'll make some money off of that, for sure. And then what else? What else can I say? He's right about the AI hype. He's right. Okay. He's right. He's saying that most companies are not using it well. Well, the point is, the agentic systems are not good enough yet. Some things already can be totally displaced, like secretaries, a lot of office jobs, call center operators for sure. But I mean, the AI hype has this everything or nothing kind of approach. So that, it's either gonna eat up everything, the whole market is gonna be AI. Everything, everyone. You date an AI will cook your food, an AI will be your plumber, an AI will be the mayor, an AI will build the roads, an AI will do everything, or it'll just do nothing, it'll just steal the artist's job. So it's either gonna do everything or nothing, or maybe it feels like really the in between is kinda a difficult scenario, to be honest. But anyway, we've learned so much. We've learned so much today. I'm very grateful. I guess everybody's very grateful. One thing is for sure, Photoshop is fucking dead. Nobody's ever gonna pay for that anymore. Fuck Adobe. I hate Adobe. I hate Adobe. I really hate Adobe. And this guy, I think he makes some awesome thumbnails. And that's what he should stick with. Maybe. I mean, his views are down considerably. But still, you know, he's doing pretty well. He's showing everybody what AI is all about. I'm grateful I get to live in the same time and age as him, to be honest. I really am. I really am. Anyway, we did this. It was horrific. I'm honestly, this has impacted my desire to live greatly. I cannot watch this guy speak. I cannot listen to him. I'm sorry, okay? The real opportunity is actually in making content with AI. You might have seen that on my channel lately. I've made a lot of videos with AI. A lot of videos with AI. Very many, honestly. I'm just experimenting, to be honest. I'm looking at what can you use it for, actually. And I feel like, you know, so many of the visuals, so many of the, even the writing, to be honest. You can just write 5 videos in a day instead of 1. You can record 5 videos in a day instead of 1. Like, that is a significant change in the media ecosystem. I feel like the media ecosystem is changing drastically, so we'll see about that. We'll really have to see about that. But yeah, right now, AI is changing that a lot. AI is changing tech a lot. It's kind of all over the place, to be honest. But anyway, what should we do now? Is there anything to watch? Is there anything to see? I don't think so. I'm not really. I mean, this was enough. I've seen enough, to be honest. Let's watch this. Maybe this may be interesting. Meta's AI glasses.
I've just been hands-on with Meta's new $799 Ray-Ban display smart glasses. So they have a display, they have this whole new transparent interface, and I'm gonna level with you. This is the first time I've ever been convinced by a tech product designed for your face. There's a few things that aren't there, but I was just surprised that this already can start to make you see how smart glasses can do a lot of the things that your phone can do, but better. So you could think of these like a 3-part product. First are the glasses, which are basically a more advanced version of the normal Ray-Ban Metas. So they have the same basic hardware, like the camera, which can now record in 2.5 times the resolution, like the 2 speakers, 1 for each ear, and no less than 5 microphones, but then also with some key additions. Like you now get transition lenses by default to automatically tint like sunglasses when you're outside and then untint when you're inside. There's a bigger battery that they've custom designed to fill every millimeter of the inside of these arms to keep the last key thing, this new display, powered. So, this display, it's like a projected image that you see slightly to the side of your right eye. It was impossible to record, so I'm trying to recreate this for you, but it looks like this. And I want to make a very important distinction. This is not augmented reality. This display is not tracked to your surroundings. It's just meant to be this small, glanceable window in like a fixed position. And there's a few things that I found immediately surprising about these display glasses. One, the storage case is absolutely sick. It feels super premium and can convert itself between glasses
awesome.
storage mode and then flat
Looks
pack,
very
fit into a
nice.
pocket. 2 is how insanely bright this inner display is. It's brighter than any smartphone screen I've used. 3 is how, because the display is achieved by using a sort of indirect projection, it means that even at full brightness, no one else can see what you're seeing. Like, my screen is on right now, and you cannot tell, which I just think is wild. That's like the main red flag with having tech that's transparent already being fixed in like the Gen 1 product. Then 4 is how damn comfortable the thing is, considering all the tech that's going on inside. It is a little chunkier than a normal pair of Ray-Ban Metas. You can tell the difference, but at the same time, this is no VR headset. It weighs 69 grams, which, well, very nice, but is also pretty mind-blowing considering that a normal pair of Ray-Bans, you know, the ones that do absolutely nothing apart from give shade, is like 45, and it's all paired with these overextension hinges that mean they have some give when you
Definitely
put them on.
better
I was
than
wearing these for an hour and a half
Apple
straight,
thing, the
and
Apple Vision Pro.
I forgot. Okay, so that's the glasses. The second part to this product is how you control those glasses. Now, you can still use the touchpad on the arms, and there is still a capture button
Tell
to
me
quickly
it's
take
voice.
photos and videos, just like on the normal
Tell me
Ray-Ban
you can
Metas.
just
But it's
speak to
this new neural band that's designed to be the primary controller for the display glasses. And it's really freaking good. So you wear it on your wrist. It's kind of like a watch. It's comfy, it's light, but it's not a watch. It's actually measuring the electrical impulses from the muscles in your wrist so that you can use hand gestures to control the thing. I guess they kind of had to create something like this because no
This
one's
is
going to
so
want to carry
weird.
around a controller for an everyday use kind of product. The thing I was just so surprised by when using this is both how mindless those gestures started to feel about an hour in. I'd say once I got used to it, it was 97% of the time doing exactly what I wanted it to without me even really needing to think about it. But equally, how in the entire time I was wearing the thing, I hadn't once accidentally triggered something I didn't want to. Those are two very difficult things to try and achieve at the same time. Because if you think about it, the more natural that you make something feel, the more likely it is that you're going to do that thing naturally and then confuse your old neural band. Now, this obviously doesn't have the insane eye-tracking element of the Apple Vision Pro, but the way that the hand controls work does remind me a lot of it. You'll double tap like this to turn the screen on, because it does go off after 20 seconds of inactivity. There's lots of pinching.
I was thinking to do like a visual, a speech thing, a speech recognition thing. I think the tech is absolutely ripe for that.
Thing, and then rotating, and you can do that in any menu. And the big upside compared to the Vision Pro is because this isn't relying on cameras to see those gestures, you can do them anywhere. And that leaves us with the final piece of the puzzle, the smartphone and the software. So Meta isn't exactly making it a secret that they think this is the type of device that will replace the phone someday, but that day is not today. As of right now, I would say about 50% of the things the glasses can do are in some way reliant on your phone. So
Okay.
what does it do? When you turn it on, the first thing you see is the home screen. It shows you upcoming events, notifications, shows you the time. So after 30 minutes or so, I started to realize that I didn't need to do this anymore. And it's from there that you swipe to the side and you can see all your apps. And you kind of realize that it's not a super slick UI. Like, it doesn't feel cheap, but it's also not a 60 frame per second, super well animated smartphone quality interface. But also, more importantly, that there isn't an app store. This is a new type of product, so the app selection is tiny. All topped off with the fact that pretty much everything that you can do on this is like the Meta version of that thing. So when you use navigation, it's Meta's Maps, not Google.
That
or
sucks.
anything AI, it's Meta AI.
That sounds so
That
bad.
said, pretty much everything that I tried on these glasses did feel surprisingly non-gimmicky and actually useful. Like WhatsApp. This is something that I've never gotten used to using on my watch or really anything but my phone. But different ballgame with the glasses. First of all, this display now means it's pretty easy to read most messages in full once you've clicked into them, and you can open links. So I was catching up with a reel that someone sent me, and it was actually very watchable. Remember, without lifting a finger. Then there are 4 key ways to respond. You can either send a voice note or dictate, and the dictation, I guess because you have 5 microphones strapped to your face, is phenomenally good. Like, much better than when you try to use a phone, and definitely better than using a watch. I was even whispering and it was picking up every word and placing every bit of grammar in just the right place. You can choose one of the pre-made responses, like, I'm here. The last one is the most interesting.
So it has the tech for
Right.
voice.
This is in beta right now, but you can literally write on your leg 1 letter at a time, either with your finger or even as if you're holding a pen, whichever you prefer.
This is a
And
gimmick.
it sounds ridiculous, but it works reliably enough that I could actually see if you're in a meeting and you couldn't talk, you would still be able to use this to scribble up a quick, I'll be back at 7, or feed cat please from under the table. Then I tried captions, which was also insane. So you look at someone and And your glasses will use this 5 microphone array to know what sound is coming from where and completely isolate just what the person you're looking at is saying.
That's
To be able to give
crazy.
you real-time subtitles. I tried this with some music on in the background over here. I tried it with someone else talking next to me on this side, and it managed to completely ignore both of them and just pick up the one person's speech in front of me while being almost instant. Like before they've said the next word, you can see the last one. But then it also goes up one more level because the same tech can be used to real-time translate, which
This
is,
looks and feels ridiculous.
to be honest, slightly awkward because the translation has more of a delay than captions, and you don't really know where to look when you're just waiting
This
for it.
is
Do you just carry on
ridiculous.
smiling in silence with intense, direct eye contact while waiting for the English version of what they've just said to process and come through to you?
That's crazy. That's ridiculous.
But the translation quality is really high, and I think it comes down to the same thing, that unlike your phone, having 5 microphones on your face means the device can hear you so clearly, and you quickly get used to not having to specifically enunciate or speak up, which just makes the conversation flow much more naturally, while reducing the main issue with real-time live translation, where one slightly misheard word changes the entire meaning of your question, so they give a different answer, and before you know it, you're both lost. The final couple of apps then are Maps, where being able to see your real-time navigation arrow rotate as
This
your
looks
head
pretty cool.
rotates is such a no-brainer piece of functionality. I just
Looks
have no idea
so
how
cool, to be
Meta's
honest.
Maps is going to be able to at all compete with Google Maps. There's Music, which takes you straight to Spotify, which, like most things here, is a custom squarish version of the app you're probably used to. And the speaker quality is way better than you'd expect for something that's kind of a side feature of the glasses. It's just that as soon as you get to about 40% volume, other people are going to start to be able to hear it. So it's not nearly as private as your display. The camera is okay. It can take 12 megapixel photos and then video at 3K resolution, as well as some slow-mo at 720p. In terms of specs, I mean, let's be very clear, this is like a smartphone from 8 years ago. And it does look a little better than it sounds, but you're not going to be mistaking this for iPhone 17 Pro footage. And there is still that slight delay when you press capture, which I have no doubt is going to create the same situation as last gen, where people think the photo is taken, so they start moving before it actually is. And then Meta AI, which you trigger by doing this. And then you ask something. How do I make Indian chai, for example? And I wouldn't say there's anything mind-blowing about the AI intelligence itself, but it's having that recipe loaded up in your peripheral vision. It's being able to ask follow-up questions and even navigate the whole user interface, even if you're washing your hands at the same time. That's where you start to notice the unique possibilities of a smart device that is always there versus a smart device that's sometimes there. Plus, it makes you think of what other things could be done here. Like, imagine it could start using this camera in real time to remember things. So instead of you having to tell your glasses where you've put your keys so you can ask it again later, it would just know where you put your keys. I can't quite believe how close we are to that reality. All of which to say, I don't actually think that this particular product is going to be worth buying for most people. I mean, it's $800. I think really the Ray-Ban displays are just Meta trying to get something out into the market before Apple makes a more affordable vision product, to start normalizing the idea of smart glasses, but also to make Meta the company that you associate with them. And I think now this thing is out, it's going to get a lot better very quickly. Now, maybe you can tell from the amount of videos, but this might be the busiest few months of my entire life. We just had the Apple event in California. I've got a trip to Korea for a actually very cool, ultra secret hands-on. Then I'm going to the US again. And the only way that I can travel like this sanely is...
All right. With Surfshark. Okay. I have to say, the product looks so enticing. It looks pretty good. It's just, I'll never use that fucking... I'll never use the what the fuck is it? A bracelet? I'll never use that. I will never want to use that. It looks so stupid. But I have to say, the product looks phenomenal. It looks pretty interesting. I've always wanted to buy some Meta glasses, to be honest, but they look so bad. They look awful. And also I wear, like, you know, my glasses, my prescription glasses. So kind of conflicts with that. And it's pretty dystopic, to be honest, watching Instagram Reels, doom scrolling on your glasses. that's crazy thing. That's a really, really weird thing about this. But anyway, I have to say, you know, for sure it's a better attempt at this than the Apple Vision Pro. The Apple Vision Pro was ridiculous. The Apple Vision Pro was so dumb. This is a much more normal thing. I guess it's really going to be useful when it can actually replace your phone, and that's going to be when you can just speak to it and it can just do stuff like send a message to this person and sends it, send an email to this person and it just sends it. I don't know, order something from Uber Eats and just shows you the list. So once it can access most apps and once you can just speak to it instead of being there like doing this, then I guess this is going to be an excellent product, to be honest. But anyway, that's just what I think. Don't take my word for it. Think about it for yourself, right? So, but still, interesting. First time that I've seen something like this come out. Really interesting. Really interesting, I have to be honest. Anyway, I think my internet connection is not great. So this live ends here. I'll just go ahead and do some work now. So thanks everybody who tuned in. I'll see you.